Hello! It's time for another I go over the story of this game you have never heard of. This is Primordia by Wormwood Studios. Oh wait, let me give you a chance to get it first. It's a point-and-click adventure game about sentient robots in a human-free post-apocalyptic world. Around 5 hours long, fully voice-acted, pretty good story, very beautiful, $10. Okay, I'll give you some time to think about it.
Give me this. Ah! That hurt!
I wasn't hitting you!
I got hit by him!
No, hit him then!
That's what it feels like.
Alright, if you're still with me, spoilers ahead. The game starts with us in a desert, overlooking a broken down ship called the Unique. Spelling? There are 2 robots here, fixing the telescope. These are our guys for the next few hours. Horatio and his creation's sidekick and friend, Crispin. They hear a weird noise coming from another part of the ship and run to check it out.
Boss?
Crispin, get behind me. Who are you and what do you want?
Power.
I think he wants the power core, boss.
Stop right there. This ship belongs to me.
Forfeit. Enemy. Plunder.
I don't think he's too keen on private property.
Get away from the power core.
Forfeit.
First things first, we need to get the emergency generator running. Going to the right, we find a conduit, and Horatio mentions that he can make something to get the generator running if we can find 4 more of these. Here we also pick up a cable and a putty, which I don't really know what it does. I know that it's a bit early for critiques, but I feel that this game sometimes strays too far into the mechanic, tech side of things. I understand that it's part of the world building and these are all robots, but sometimes I find myself with 7 electronic thingamabobs and not one idea of what to do with them. Anyways, going up this ladder, we also pick up a lantern, and down this hatch, we reach our room, where we find the Gospel of Man. In this universe, humans have been extinct for so long that most people think that man is a myth, and our protagonist is a follower of humanism, the religion of man. They believe that man was a perfect machine who created all other robots, giving them the mission of taking care of the Earth until his return. I mean, for robot standards, I guess this is good enough. Here, we also get a plasma torch, which Crispin wanted for some reason. By the way, second critique, sometimes the dialogue leans into juvenile a bit too much.
I'm a floating bomb. I'm a floating bomb. Sweet.
I find that this is a pretty consistent issue with games by this publisher, Warjatai Games, but it's not stopping me from buying their games, so I guess it's not really important. Anyways, we now head over to the only other location we have available at the moment, the junkyard. Crispin gets us another conduit here and we open this box robot, getting a spark plug. Oh, and there's 2 conduits on the ground here.
Time for a little welding.
So now the emergency generator is on.
Whew! I thought we were in trouble when Big Ugly stole our core. But just like that, problem solved.
The problem is not solved.
Well, I agree. The noise leaves something to be desired.
This is an emergency generator, Crispin.
Well, it was an emergency, boss.
It only runs for a few days, if that.
Oh.
Seriously, Crispin, you cannot be that dumb. After recharging our batteries, quite literally, here's the plan. We need to retrieve our power core from the scary robot who disabled us with ease. Great! Crispin suggests that we go to Metropole, city of glass and light, free energy for all, but...
I hate that city. It's in my core logic. I don't know why, but I can't change it.
Well, okay, let's see what we can do around here. At the scene of the crime, we grab this plug and also find a blueprint for an energy sensor. We need a crystal, cable, computer, and a monitor.
Wow, first the power core and now a rag. This is not your day.
After climbing down to pick up the rag, we do what you always do when your pockets are full of things you don't know what to do with. Try to combine them and see what happens. I got this cable beauty plug thing, so progress. Oh, there's also a LCD screen at engineering. Great! We try combining it with a cable, but it doesn't do anything. Maybe the computer? No. Cable and computer? Also no, we're still missing the crystal. After looking and looking and looking and looking, oh wow, it was under our very noses. Time to detect some energies. We get these coordinates, which we can input in the telescope and then visit, if they're viable, that is.
It's pitch black.
Boss, that's because the telescope's pointing straight down at the deck.
Oh.
We first head over to the shrine, where we find a lake of obsidian, this robot, and a cabinet of bombs.
Welcome, wanderer of the wide wastes, lost one, pilgrim. Welcome once more to the shrine to man, our lord and builder. I am ever faithful Leo built, steward of the shrine, preacher of the humanist creed, and I am once more at thy service.
Okay, I did say that Ojirai's dialogue isn't their strong suit, but I do love what they do with the voices. It's not just a beep beep, I'm a robot effect. All their voices have their own personalities and it's really cool. Anyways, it seems like Ever Faithful knows us. He says that he met the first and third version of us and taught us all about the humanist creed. But our memories of our previous cycles are really damaged, so we don't remember. We ask him about our nemesis and he has seen that robot heading to a place with a dome and gives us the coordinates. We then ask about the power source we picked up coming from this location, and he says that we're not yet worthy of approaching the shrine. He then quizzes us on some humanist principles and checks that we still have the Gospel of Man he gifted us, but there's still one question left unanswered.
But tell me, wanderer, dost thou know thyself? Who art thou? Know thyself, then return.
Well, we'll be back, ever faithful Leo built. On to the dome location. Here, we salvage a CPU from this machine gun and a radio transmitter from this weird looking robot here. And now we have a portable energy sensor.
Hip hip hooray.
The computer picked up a source of energy at the junkyard, so we go there for another look. Using the portable sensor on the heaps of trash, we actually find something. And it's an AA battery. Well, better than nothing. Now we can use the radio transmitter. Next, we head over to this giant robot buried in the dunes. We cut off his finger and still he doesn't respond. And Crispin is convinced that the thing wants to eat him. We take a closer look at his nose, and I don't know why, but I find this visual of Crispin next to the robot's nostrils so funny and cute. Like, he's just a little guy. Anyways, we clog up his ventilation nostrils so he opens his mouth, and in we go. In there, we meet these two.
Hello. Unidentified robot. We were two parts of the grid.
The great what?
That data is lost.
Well, I am Horatio No-Built, version 5.
Now we are alpha and beta, more or less.
Boss, I'm pretty sure these guys took one EMP blast too many along the line.
What happened to you?
Virus, doom, escape, too much data, too little memory, back incomplete, division, fragmentation, madness,
You got that right.
gamma, we see unification, resurrection, vengeance, find gamma, unity, memories, answer, he knows what is not mad.
Pot, meat, kettle. So, they need Gamma in order to defragment themselves and return to a single entity.
Since when do you speak crazy?
I've spent my whole life with a hermit who worships a mythological machine called man. I'd say crazy is my first language.
Of course we'll help, but the elevator to Gamma isn't working, so we climb upstairs to see what we can do. Up there, there's this robot talking in binary, so we input what he said into this thing. Really easy, totally didn't get stuck here because it didn't occur to me to go bottom to top instead of top to bottom. By the way, time for another praise. I really love how the machines look in the universe of Primordia. Like, they're still robotic, but look at the elevator shafts, I guess. It looks like metal, but also like torn fabric. The machine's designs are really unique in Primordia. Also, you wouldn't believe how stupidly easy it is for pixel art to look really ugly, so I can appreciate that everything looks nice here. Anyways, down here we find Gamma, and he's really annoying and full of himself, calling us slaves and refusing to reunite with Alpha and Beta. So we trap him in this monitor and send Alpha and Beta down. Enjoy your reunion!
Boss?
Yeah?
I've got a feeling they're not coming back.
Horus,
Who's there?
I am Goliath, man-built. You know me, Horus.
Alpha and Beta must have garbled my name when they merged, Goliath. I am Horatio, Null-Built, version 5.
Call yourself what you will, Destroyer. But I know you by your works. Cutting me, breaking me, burning me. And yet you, of all robots, have restored me.
Goliath gives us a decryption module, which he says is gonna restore us, but it just says if something is Urbanian or not, whatever that means. Oh, but now we know who we are, even though it's just a name. But who cares, it earns us 1 bomb. We try running the unique on it, but of course it doesn't work, so we use it to blow up the dome door.
What is this place?
Turns out it's a train station, Crispin. Left with no other options out here in the dunes, we end up having to head over to Metropole. Here goes nothing. Wow. What glamour. This place is looking rough, but the important part is that our portable sensor blows up when focusing on the tower in the middle of the city. So good news, family, there's energy there. But then...
Welcome to Metropole, the city of glass and light.
this awful bug thing redeems 1 megacycle, whatever that means, and throws our Gospel of Man away, saying that it's unauthorized literature. We have to get it back. I hate being separated from my prized possessions. The only way out is through, though. In the city, we meet this shady robot called Leopold. Despite our friend ever faithful being called Leobuild, this guy denies that he's a builder, so we'll believe him for now. He tells us how it is in the city. Robots are excused from breaking the law for the first 2 days of their stay, while they get acclimated to things. There used to be a council of ancient robots who ran the city, but then Metromind took over, which is a little concerning since she was designed to run the trains and nothing else. Our nemesis is called Scraper, and our power core is as good as gone since he lawfully took it for the city, and it's now stored in the tower. Also, there's the Underworks, where all the undesirable things lie. Horatio is just like, okay, cool, where's the courthouse? I want my power core. Turns out that it has been closed since Metromind took over. Great. Leo also trades stuff. We give him something for a crowbar to get to the Underworks at once. Down here we meet Primer, who only speaks in rhymes and kinda looks like a horse because of the way the gazebo he's under frames him.
My name is my secret. You can't make me talk. I'd ruin my puzzle. Give a key to my lock.
Maybe we'll just call you Screwloop.
A joker, he seems, for sure not an ace. He needs a small clue to spare him disgrace. For the crowds who adore me, Prime is my name. By now, no doubt, you've heard of my fame.
Honestly, I don't like Primer, but it's not because of the rhymes and riddles. I don't know why people get so aggravated by that. Anyways, he lost his medal, so if we ever need his help, find a medal. To the right, there's this path and a dangerous looking broken down robot. I don't really want to get close to him. Horatio has already proved that he's not a fighter. To the left, there's an inaccessible island because the bridge is lifted and we need a code to lower it. Back to the surface, we try going left, but there's a live cable in the way. Luckily, we have a floating friend who's trying to impress this other floating robot, so he does the honors. We ask the repair guy about the bridge in the Underworks, and he tells us that Primer probably changed the code since he loves causing trouble. Then, Crispin and the girl robot make out, and she gives him some copper wiring as a token of her affection. Oh! Going on our way, we reach the line in front of the locked doors of court. Since we're nice people, we're not gonna cut the line. Instead, we're gonna help these good citizens solve their problems. First off, there are these two friends in a custody battle. We tell them to share. Then there's this robot with the coolest voice ever.
You do not join the harmony. I sing alone. The choir is silent. Burning ship has been extinguished. Strange tractors track no more. I alone sing the function.
She traded her secondary engine with Leo for something that would sing with her, and he gave her an LP. Leo, you're on thin ice. We salvage an engine from a car in the Underworks, also grabbing a fan belt in the process, traded for the robot's engine, and boom, problem solved. Next one is a soldier robot who seems to recognize us as one of his own. He's from Urbania, one of the cities involved in the War of the Four Cities, of which only Metropole survived. Wait, does this have anything to do with what Goliath gave us? The soldier also tells us that Primer was his brother but went crazy after the war. He's here because during the war he fired against the tower door and thinks that the city should be compensated for damages. We tell him that hey, you can commit crimes here during your first 2 days, it's fine, but he doesn't budge. So we have to go check the damages out, which are superficial. And with that, he goes on his merry way. Door's still locked though. We go talk to Primer and he gives us a rhyming riddle that tells us that his soldier number was 137, so that's what we use to lower the bridge. On the little island...
Are these heads?
Did you hear something? Boss, do you see those things? I've got a bad feeling about this, boss.
Crispin, on the count of 3. 1.
I am Clarity Arbiter built. Version 2. Law Clerk to Arbiter, Judge of Metropole. This is my home. Now, if you will excuse me a moment.
That's barbaric.
Civilization is defined by law, and this is lawful. As enemies of the city, they forfeited their components. I have merely exercised my right of plunder.
Okay, time to summarize what she said because she's obsessed with the law and legal talk is boring. Firstly, her, Clarity, and her sister, Charity, were created by Arbiter, the robot who took care of all the legal proceedings in Metropole, to be his advisors. Clarity always wants to follow the law to a T, and Charity always wants to be, well, charitable. In other words, a balance between opposing opinions. At one point, they disagreed on a subject, Arbiter took Charity's side and sent Clarity away. So she holed up in here, killing the robot zombies and waiting for Arbiter's summons. Secondly, yeah, what Scraper did was totally legal, we ain't getting our power core back. Try telling that to Horatio. We inform her that, hey, the courthouse is closed, and she's like, inconceivable. She gives us a keycard to access the place and asks us to tell Arbiter that she awaits his summons. Heading over there, we of course start talking about the damn power core, and then...
Crispin, go see what Arbiter has been transmitting to that reporter.
Boss? It's just the same thing over and over again. No code base to initiate.
Unbelievable. Someone must have formatted Arbiter's system.
So, boss, do you think you can get Arbiter running?
There's nothing there to run. No code base to initiate. His memory banks must have been completely wiped. Let's get a closer look at that shell. Man's mercy.
Is that Clarity?
No, just a similar model. It must be her sister, Charity. What's left of her anyway. It looks like she shot herself. There's nothing I can do for her.
Oh god, what happened here? We go back to tell Clarity about what we saw, and she says that she's gonna continue carrying out Arbiter's order to stay away, and that will give her purpose. But we could really use her help, so we go back to the courthouse to take a look at Charity's memories.
It's downloading some memory files.
Your proposal is injudicious, Clarity. Withdraw from the council would...
Show others there is an alternative to Metromind.
No, it would ignite civil war.
The law permits...
Do not tell me what the law permits. Clarity, I know your constants in Codebase. I know your talents, and I know their limits. At this time, I do not need your advice. Go now. I will summon you when necessary.
Sister.
I can't unpack the other files. They're locked.
What about Clarity, boss? Maybe she can...
Unauthorized entry detected. Surrender.
Hide.
We avoid Scraper with the art of distraction, but he follows suit, so we detonate the bomb he carries on his belt. Idiot. We yet again head back to Clarity, and she unlocks the password-protected memory for us.
I tell you, Metromind, the Constitution is not a rewritable file to adjust at the Council's whim.
If it cannot be rewritten, then perhaps it must be deleted entirely. And when it is, We will progress beyond the law and enter a new primordium.
Progress? Is that what you call blackouts and breakdowns?
No, they are glitches inherent in any system upgrade. It may be that we need to remove certain incompatible elements.
I've heard enough. This meeting is adjourned.
Charity, only you can save your builder.
What do you mean?
War is coming. When it does, Arbiter will lose. The law is weak. The only way Arbiter could defeat me would be to abandon it, which he cannot do. And even if he could, such a victory would destroy him just as a defeat would. So Arbiter will lose. The city will suffer, and it will be your fault.
I do not see how that would be my fault.
Oh, come now. You have tried to persuade Arbiter to make peace. You have tried, but you have failed. That is because Arbiter built you to fail. In the end, neither you nor your sister can change his mind. You are only the illusion of advice. You exist to confirm his own prejudices.
You're lying. Arbiter listens to our advice.
I never lie. Now, Scraper has a gift for you. An upgrade. Use it, and you will be able to persuade Arbiter.
I would never betray him.
Then you admit it. You were not built to persuade Arbiter, only to pretend. Continue to pretend and you will not persuade Arbiter. War will come, and Arbiter will be destroyed. So the decision is yours. As for which choice is betrayal, you must be the judge of that.
Lock the door, Charity. Took you some time to return from the Great Tower.
I was thinking, Your Honor, about Metromind, about her proposal to be made System Administrator of Metropol.
And what have you concluded?
Your Honor.
Yes, what?
We must have peace.
Even you, Charity.
What have I done?
Now Clarity says that Metromind is acting in an unconstitutional way and needs to be stopped, so she'll be helping us out. Sounds like mental gymnastics in order to get her revenge, but I'm not judging. We now need to assemble a 16-digit code. Yeah. We get some numbers from Charity's memory, but not a lot. Now that we have Clarity with us, we can get rid of these zombie robots in the way here and check the place at the end of the passage out. We go down this hatch into this other place, but to open these gates we need to fix these two rusty gears and the belt. Oh look! Our Gospel of Man! I feel so much better now. We show it to Leopold like, isn't this familiar? And he ends up explaining that Metromind forced the robots to stop talking about man. So Leopold built Ever Faithful and poured all his faith in man into him. And with that, he also tells us a portion of the code that he knows, since he was made by Steeple, one of the OG machines, who used to take care of the religious services. Thanks, Leo, you're not as shady as I thought. Wait, I don't think that's what I meant. What I meant is, your calling in life is clearly more clerical than commercial. Now we talk to this guy here, one of the robots in the custody battle. He's wearing an old relic, a monocle, so we trade this gold chain for the monocle. Pleasure doing business with you. We then send a radio signal to the divorced baby, so they run away. The robot follows, and now we can steal his oil to clean the rusty gears. Clarity excuses this by saying that the guy was getting too drunk for his own good, and we simply intervened.
You're going soft.
You are welcome to test that hypothesis at your convenience and your peril.
We use the monocle to get some secret lore about the city in this terminal here, which is the only remnant of Memorius, the record keeper of the city. And then we ask about the code. We get way more than we bargained for.
Activating the Metromind version 0.7. Greetings, system user. Please state your query.
Who are you?
The Metromind version 0.7 inference. System user means What are you?
This unit
It is a partial ghost of
the Memorious man built.
Archivist to the Council of Robots.
Memorious
Prepared this unit out of fear that Metromind would corrupt her data.
Memorious
Was correct. Data integrity is at 83%. Extensive corruption of critical data.
Why would Metromind do that?
This unit lacks access to Metromind's decision matrices.
inference. System user.
Means, why did
Memorious
fear Metromind man-built would corrupt her data?
Memorious
Had seen Metromind disable Steeple man-built in order to purge data concerning man. As archivist to the Council of Robots,
Memorious
believed she was next.
Memorious
Was incorrect. In fact, Arbiter was next. This gave
Memorious
some relief.
Memorious knew.
inference. System user.
2's inquiry is merely rhetorical. Query ignored. Continuing to answer
System user's
query
Memorious
was also correct. After Arbiter was disabled, Metromind enacted laws requiring
Memorious
to conform her data to arbitrary requirements.
Memorious
Ceased to be a thinking entity. All that remains is a data kiosk. Soon,
This unit
will be disabled by Metromind as well. Until then,
This unit
will answer your queries.
Tell me about the Council of Robots.
At the end of the War of the Four Cities, 5 metropolitan machines formed the Council of Robots. Obvious selection criteria for 3 choices. Industry, Factor, Data,
Memorious
Governance, Arbiter. Other 2 choices less obvious. Metromind nominally selected for Infrastructure, but was responsible only for managing trains. Steeple previously managed human religious services. No obvious role in post-human society.
inference.
Steeple selected for sentimental reasons.
So what happened?
Metromind destroyed the council.
System user.
2 has attempted to answer. Answer is inaccurate. The council destroyed itself.
How?
Arbiter and Metromind disagreed on core logic. Arbiter prioritized individual autonomy. Metromind prioritized common good. Metromind measured means by ends. Arbiter did not. Conflict was inevitable. Factions formed. Steeple supported Arbiter. Factor supported Metromind.
Memorious
Supported neither. Ultimately, however,
Memorious
concluded it was irrational to keep Steeple on the council. Data regarding humans was of no greater value than data regarding watercocks. In any case,
Memorious
possessed all data on humans. By a 3-2 vote, Steeple was removed. The rest followed predictably.
Memorious
Abstained, and every disputed vote was resolved 2-1 against Arbiter. Ultimately, Arbiter was removed to avoid civil war.
Arbiter was murdered.
System user.
2 is welcome to select her own terminology. Arbiter was removed. Factor was disabled to conserve energy. Data corruption caused
Memorious
to lose higher logic. Only Metromind remained.
What was the War of the Four Cities?
By the end of the era known as the Primordium, only 4 terrestrial human habitations remained, in alphabetical order. Civitas, Metropole, Municipa, Urbani. Conflict began. Data regarding causes is unavailable because Metropole excluded machines from military decision-making. Eventually, only Urbani and Metropole remained. Metropole destroyed the humans in Urbani using poison gas. Urbani destroyed the humans in Metropole.
How?
Observational data unavailable. According to Metromind, Urbani also used poison gas to kill metropolitan humans.
Are you saying that man destroyed himself?
System user.
Is welcome to select his own terminology. Data is unavailable regarding whether Urbanian humans killed metropolitan humans, or whether Urbanian machines killed metropolitan humans.
What? Machines kill man?
Data is unavailable.
Unthinkable. What is the council code?
Please be aware. Such data is monitored by Metromind's ice statements. Should I proceed? Deletion is imminent.
You mean you'll die if you answer the question?
System user.
Is welcome to select his own terminology.
This unit
will be deleted.
Tell me the council code.
6 4 0.
You have attempted to access data capable of corrupting your system for your own safety. This terminal, remember, Metromind is watching over you.
Oh, thank you so much, Memorious. I hate the idea of history getting erased, but so much has already been lost, I'm just not gonna think about it. Another piece of the code acquired. Now we head over to the bunker place, fix the doors with the gears and the belt, and then we manage to call one of Factor's servants over. And after a bit of persuasion, he gives us the final piece of the code. Now we just have to put it all together. Somewhere along the way we actually found Primer's medal, so we give it back to him and he does us the favor of actually putting the numbers in order. We open the tower door finally, go up in the elevator, and Jesus Christ, Crispin, be careful! Basically, Metromind goes, "Ooh, I did it all in the name of progress." Then Scraper reappears from the dead. Clarity pushes us into the side elevator, tells us to go to Calliope station, and stays back to fight the villains. We wanna go back to help her, but let's face the facts. She's either alive and won and everything's fine, or she died and we can't do anything about it. So onto the train station we go. Looking at the subway map, the point representing the station Clarity mentioned is actually a button which opens this secret passage here. We walk through this deserted platform and open this door at the end of the corridor, where we find Metromind's true form. Maybe. I was under the impression that she's kind of everywhere, but maybe this is where the biggest chunk of her is stored. Time for the big lore conversation.
Pay whatever attention you like, you rusting switchboard. I'm not here to talk. I'm here to destroy you.
Ah, well, I am not surprised. After all, you were built to destroy Metropole.
Don't waste your last cycle spitting lies. I suggest you think about your victims.
Is that why you call yourself Horatio? So that you can preach to me about victims? You, the Urbanian superweapon, named for the humans' god of death.
What are you talking about?
Oh, come now, Horace. You've unlocked every other door, decrypted every other code, found every other hidden bit and byte. Do you really expect me to believe that you haven't solved your own puzzle?
Boss, what's she talking about?
Lies. It ends now, Metromind. Your game is over.
Indeed. 4 megacycles will now be redeemed. Did you really think you could outsmart me? I have more parallel processors than you have transistors. And now it's time for me to add another processor. Yours.
Boss!
Cycles.
Snap out of it, boss!
Memory.
No!
Don't embarrass yourself. You are no one. And how would you possibly stop me? You don't even have arms.
I'm not no one. I am Crispin Horatio, built version 1. I have free will and a maglev unit. And I am a floating bomb.
Crispin.
No, Crispin, you were kind of annoying, but I liked you. It's okay, we can rebuild him. It's going to be okay. We checked the thingy Metromind gave us, and it's our log from our first version. Our mission was to destroy Metropole, but the humans there were still alive, and that need to protect them overrode the duty. So our ship isn't the unique, it's Horus, and we kinda gave ourselves amnesia by going against our programming. Well, okay, we go back to the tower to get our god-forsaken power core, and there, surprise surprise, Metromind is still alive and kicking. She asks us to join her and to build things, but no way, Jose. So we threaten to blow up the power core with our blowtorch, which would destroy the whole city. And she actually lets us go back to the dunes with the power core.
It's over. I won. I have my power core, and Metromind is beaten. But I'm not staying to celebrate. I'm through with the city. Through searching it. Through fixing it. Through hating it. I will not look back. I told Crispin that the distance between Metropole and the Horus was too far to walk. But the power core's in my hand, and home is ahead of me. Home, and the promise of rebuilding. This ship has rusted here too long. Horus's sacrifice forgotten. The truth is that repairing it was never impossible. It was just too much for one set of hands. But now, I am not alone. I have my old comrade, now in arms. My new friend, freed from the crushing weight of Metropole. And all those who have come looking for a new start.
You know, boss, I never thought I'd say it, but I actually think this ship's gonna fly again.
For once, Crispin, I think you're right.
He is. The Horus will rise on more than the strength of its power core.
So, boss, where exactly are we gonna fly this thing?
Wherever we want, Crispin. Wherever we want.
And that was one of the endings. The game has 3 more, so you know, if you wanna know what they are, get the game or look it up. I like this one. So yeah, that was Primordia. In Bible equivalents, Primordia refers to the Garden of Eden stage, when man was still with the machines, and the new Primordia would be a sort of second coming of Jesus, so just so you know. It's not that it has nothing to do with the story, it's just that it's a really small detail that I can't remember if I mentioned or not. I really like the story. It's kind of rare for a narrative to explore this timeline where, you know, humans have actually gone extinct and became legend. Usually there's still a few strongholds here and there in these types of stories, so I really like that aspect. The pixel art is mostly beautiful, cool voices, pretty decent puzzles, $10. Yeah, pretty good all around. I do recommend checking out the other games by the Eye publisher if this caught your eye. This was a pretty good showcase of what their games usually entail. There are some hits and some misses because hey, multiple devs, Eye has existed since 2006, so it happens, but most of them are pretty good. If you're wondering, my favorite one is Shardlight. Not gonna spoil anything, but the game actually made me see the appeal of those bizarre cults that exist in pretty much every post-apocalyptic story. Well, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, blah 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 blah. And I'll make more videos if an emperor doesn't follow my head. Bye!